Now wait a minute.
The time has come. It has arrived. Today is the day. Today is the most important, sanctified, glorious day. It is time for us to choose a new overseer here at the most important election vault. That's right. Kennedy, have been overseer for the past we don't need to go over exactly how many years, but many years I have been the overseer of this vault, and now it is time to hold an election. The votes have been cast. The votes have been cast. They have been tallied. Drum roll, please. I'm still the goddamn host of this show. It's time to vote. It's time to vote. It's time to vote. It's the most important election of our lives.
This election, which will be, I do truly believe, the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the most important election, don't you? You hear that?
This is the most important election in our lifetime.
I certainly think it's the most important election of my lifetime.
This is the most important election of our times.
Politicians say every time, this is the most important election. This one's really that important.
Why did I vote third party? I threw away my vote. Darn it. I guess Kennedy's going to be overseer yet again. Can I be in your cabinet this time?
I don't see that I have a lot of options, so fine. It's me, Kennedy Cooper, here back to lead you again through the perils of voting, the joys of voting, the gasps, ahs, and sighs of voting with, as always, my loyal co-host and somehow a legitimate statistician on this show, Andrew Fields. Andrew, hello.
Fun fact, people who vote every day are approximately 3.72 times more attractive than those that don't. So go out and vote!
Yeah, go out and vote. The statistics show not enough of you have voted for us on places like Apple Podcasts and other places you can leave a 5-star vote for us. You should do that. Also, we've got someone else here that you should vote for today. We've got a guest I'm most excited to introduce. We have the wonderful, the inscrutable, the hilarious and musical Emily Reed, whose band How I Became Invisible, you could go get the new album on vinyl right now. Just kidding, that shit sold the fuck out. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, it did. I'm Emily. I don't know, I got awkward all of a sudden. Actually, I think voting is a mistake and that you should never vote for anyone. You should just vote with your dollars. I don't even know what that means.
That means here's how it works. You give me $50 and your money becomes my money. It actually works.
You know what? That sounds pretty great.
It is a system that it does exactly what it says. A lot of things, a lot of times we're being lied to, but when you give me your $50 and then that becomes my $50, then that became my $50.
I've run for election every year for the last 17 years.
Oh, Emily, you're quiet suddenly.
Sorry, I voted. I've run for election every year for the last 17 years, and I have not won once. And is it because my campaign platform is explicitly a sequel to Speed Racer 2008? Who's to say?
I'm voting for you.
Yeah, I've never won. I don't know why.
I need to vote harder for you. I need to vote. Kennedy, you're voting against, aren't you? You're voting against the sequel to Speed Racer.
The second plank of my thing is fire all billionaires into the sun. So that could be it.
They don't like being fired, from what I've heard, just in general. So that could be a problem on face value.
Yeah, launch. Say launch. They love launching things. Launch them into a hot area.
Yes, but I don't want them to be excited about it.
Maybe we could combine forces into a political party here, because actually my core political platform is a sequel to Speed 2 Cruise Control, the 1997 action thriller film. Yeah.
Both sides.
I think we should have more things that have to go fast and can't go slow.
It's a shame there's nothing I'm a fandom about that's about how you gotta go fast.
Andrew is famously not a fan of anything where anyone goes fast.
Okay, I'm putting Sonic the Hedgehog in your movie. I'm sorry. You gotta have him now.
Isn't there like already 3 Sonic the Hedgehog movies?
Yes! And they're actually good.
Mysteriously, they are good. Emily, something that we've noticed is that, unfortunately, some people who tune into podcasts don't listen all the way through. I'm really upset about learning this and still haven't really come to terms with it.
Wow.
But with that in mind, we kind of like to give our guests a chance to let people know where to find them at the start of the show.
Oh, that's kind of you. You can find me primarily on Blue Sky under the name m-reed.bsky.social. That's m- spelled out EMDASHREED. Or you could just search Trans Ferdinand and Robot Princess, and that's me too. And also you can find my music at howibecameinvisible.com, or just look up How I Became Invisible on any streaming platform except Spotify, because they can suck all the butts.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I need to listen to this because I want to know how you became invisible. Like, how does one become invisible? Clearly, I need to listen to the music.
Okay, well, what happened?
Only way to know.
See, what happened was transition. And that's when I became not invisible.
Okay.
So how I became visible was being born, and then untold number of years later, I became visible.
Gotcha.
That is as much explanation as you're going to get, because I haven't really figured it out either. I just like the name. It's an issue of one of my favorite comic series, The Invisibles.
I see.
Ooh.
It's a huge influence on me, both personally and in the things that I enjoy. And it was just a very, advantageous thing to choose as a band name, seeing as what came later in my life.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I like it. Also, we love a good reference.
So much of my music is just, insert reference here. So,
speaking of references, I made a reference.
Ooh.
To Fallout earlier in the show. Emily, you are a fan of Fallout. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. I'm a huge fan of Fallout as a series and just as its general vibes.
What made you want to talk about Fallout with us today in particular?
Well, here's the thing. I gave a list of a number of topics because I have a lot of special interests, and one might even call them hyperfixations. And that was just the one that got picked, I guess. Is that too meta? Is that too meta? Too behind the curtain?
No, that's...
We have no secrets here. Everybody knows the process.
We have
Yeah, everybody knows how we get locked into the voting booths and we can't leave ever. Like, they know the behind the scenes.
There's less of a kayfabe here and more of like a Delulu psychosis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I gave a list. I think it was like 5 or 6 things. It's like, no, I don't have like just a thing I'm into. I have a lot of things that I know a lot about because I get into something and then just spend like 2-3 weeks just reading exclusively about that. And Fallout, I'm a huge fan of the games, and the like I said, the general vibes of its like weird 1950s sci-fi aesthetic pushed forward into the future, and also capitalism is the enemy pretty much everywhere in that game. So big fan of that.
It does have a relatively anti-capitalist and pro-individualism in the right kind of ways. Also in the wrong kind of ways, too, of course. But
yeah. I'm also, like, kind of semi-obsessed with nuclear radiological accidents and nuclear semiotics, and that's, like, a huge part of the games as well. And, like, weird science-y stuff and robots and brains in jars, etc. So it's just a mix of the various tropes I've enjoyed throughout my life of reading fucking trash sci-fi and watching cartoons.
And Fallout definitely hits that quality of like the best trash sci-fi where somehow it all comes together into something that feels like something.
Yeah. Like, they put Thomas Jefferson's brain in a jar!
Like,
and then it was racist. Wow, weird. Who could have seen that coming?
Whoa. You mean there were bad people in the past?
We're learning a lot today. We're discovering things about ourselves, about the nation.
Outer
So
body.
my 2 cents on Fallout is let me finish before you jump to conclusions. The one Fallout game I am interested in trying is New Vegas, and I know the whole joke on it. No, the reason why I'm interested in New Vegas is I grew up in the Las Vegas area, and from what little I've seen of New Vegas, they did their research on making it an apocalypse. Like they've got some locations, like there's this little location camp. Searchlight, not a big deal. In real life, it's where my grandparents, that little area. So I'm interested in that one because from what little I've seen, it's good research, lots of research.
Yeah, it's okay. So the way Fallout does its cities and like physical locations in their games is they will take some very specific like signposts or just like general vibes of an area and then build on that. In some cases, very specific, like streets and buildings and stuff. But also, like if with Fallout 4 is set in Boston, it is a compacted New England. So you can walk from like Salem to South Boston in about 15 minutes. That is not true in real life.
Yeah, and I saw that too. Like they oversimplified Las Vegas in real life. Here's a thing a lot of people don't know. Real life, most of what you call Las Vegas isn't Las Vegas. It's a different city entirely. You take the Las Vegas airport, you end up in the city of Paradise. The Las Vegas University, no, that's in Paradise. Most of the Las Vegas Strip, Paradise. And it does look like, for the sake of not being overly confusing, they made all of Paradise just part of Las Vegas, which, it's the apocalypse. Paradise, Nevada fell and Las Vegas took over.
It's even funnier when you get to Fallout 76, which is like a wider a physical area, but they moved towns around, and like people from West Virginia got real like, yeah, we're in a video game, blah, blah, blah. And they're still kind of into it apparently. But also, they're like, that's not where our city is, it's here. And that's like, what? No, that's Maryland. What the fuck?
Yeah, I figured there's some stuff they have to do to make it more simple.
I'm annoyed that there was a mod that someone was making, a total conversion mod, as it were, for Fallout 4, where it was changing it all to be Philly, and I was super excited about it. And apparently, it is has been quietly canceled. I am from the Philly area for listeners at home, as it were, and Philly is like, in my opinion, the best city in the world. So I was real excited to shoot robots and zombies in fucking Fishtown, but no, apparently I'm not allowed to have nice things.
Sad tale.
Too many such cases.
Big if true. Big if true. Everything is computer.
But yeah, I think there's been Fallout mods of a lot of different places. There's actually a really I think that one might also be stalled, but there's like a New Mexico mod that's pretty fascinating and detailed. And I think it's like there's something very compelling to the way that Fallout takes this particular point in time that a lot of people have a certain aesthetic nostalgia for, even if it's not about like so much the time. Which this is like the mistake that conservatives make a lot, is like they confuse their aesthetics for policy, and then they implement aesthetics, and then they go, wait, what the fuck, this sucks.
Wait, no, not like that.
Kennedy, my only question is, why do you want a mod of New Mexico? I want all of the mods to be in the United States, not Mexico.
Editor, put in some clapping and cheering. But I think there's something compelling to the idea of taking this sort of like particular aesthetic that we sort of ascribe to a certain period of time, and there's a little bit of loosey-goosiness to the accuracy of this aesthetic, but it doesn't really matter. It's like how Western movies. I mean, like, do we really care if those are historical, or are we just there to have a good time? Most of the times we're just there to have a good time. Every now and again there's a great historical Western, but usually it's just goofy shit. And that's fine. And Fallout kind of has that quality of like, they've taken this weird period of time and frozen it. And so I think it's compelling to see why like so many people have like taken the time to try to adapt it to their own place that they love, or been excited when their place shows up or things like that, because it is like there's something fascinating about getting to look at something familiar through a lens like that, right?
Yeah, it's especially with stuff like Fallout, where it is presenting the aesthetics of the 1950s and 1950s sci-fi specifically, and also not hiding the ugliness that was just underneath the surface all the time. Where it was like, oh, it's just white picket fences and a family with 2.5 kids, but also no black people. Or if you were gay, no, you weren't.
Right. I mean, like in every Fallout game, there's like pretty much always at least one villain whose shtick is like, we need to have a nice, clean, safe neighborhood again, and then they turn out to be the worst fucking person you've ever met.
Every time.
Make America above average again.
Yeah, make Vault 29 great again, or whatever. But yeah, it's a fascinating world, and it's a world that's only gotten more fascinating over time in some ways, and I love the new show. Obviously, the plot of the show was not that shocking if you've played any of the games, but I think it was a great intro for people that were less familiar with Fallout to experience the world.
Very definitely. I feel like I said this when I watched the show, like as it was coming out with my roommate. It was like they nailed the vibes of the game in a way that I think is indicative, even if like they're changing some of the lore, or like being like, hey, this is different than what you think or whatever. Like they nailed the vibes of the game perfectly, in that it's the mix of horrific situations and complete batshit humor at the same time.
Yeah, and just gorgeous aesthetic.
Yes.
Just incredible.
Also, Walton Goggins.
So, there's other periods in time that you get the impression that people would kind of like to freeze and preserve and experience over and over again in that same kind of aesthetic, nostalgic way. So the other thing that I thought would be interesting to discuss today is Y2K.
Y2K indeed.
And how we all kind of thought society might end around that time.
Oh, no. Are we talking about just the time period Y2K, or are we talking about the 2024 film Y2K, directed and written by Kyle Moody and co-starring Frederick Durst?
Not the film.
I don't. You know what? Let's just move on. I'll just Google this on my own time.
It's good. I've seen it. It's actually really funny.
Okay, but no, we're talking about the year.
Okay, fair.
So, in the years leading up to the year 2000, there was a concern that we had become increasingly reliant on computers, and that we had possibly created a system that was going to fail, and that a lot of things would fail as a result of that reliance. And like, y'all remember a couple of years ago, or a year ago, or whenever, I don't know how time works anymore. Sorry. 2025 in particular has felt like really long. But y'all remember when like there was like that couple of days where that one airline's flights all got grounded because like their computer system.
It's a lot of airlines.
Or yeah, a bunch of airlines flights got grounded because like the computer systems all just like fucking shit the bed on them.
There was an automatic mandatory update that bricked the system.
So that update caused, as I understand it, like an integer overflow type situation. And that is exactly what Y2K would have done to us, is potentially crippled systems in that same kind of way, where suddenly there's just a little too much information trying to be passed somewhere and the whole thing collapses.
Yeah, my understanding of Y2K, the integer overflow was the year going from 99 to 00, because, back in the early days of computers, they had to save every single bit that they had, so they only put in 2 letters for the year. 2 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there were a lot of systems that weren't totally up to date, and like really the only like a lot of people kind of like joke about, oh, the Y2K scare. Since then, it's been the subject of parody over and over again. It's something that even still today occasionally gets drug back up from the dead for a parody. But the thing is like, it wasn't exactly a scare. A lot of people worked really hard to make sure that nothing bad happened.
I remember, like, in 1999, my dad constantly talking about one of his bosses in the bunker that he bought and was hiding out in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And that stuff sounds funny, but not all those bunker buyers were complete nut jobs. A lot of them worked in tech, and they thought something bad was going to happen.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, this is all true. And a lot of the people who talk about Y2K now who weren't, like, involved in it or weren't alive or cognizant enough at the time would be like, oh, nothing happened. It was just a scare. It was just hoax. It was just, a lot of stuff about nothing. And it's like, yeah, because people who could do something about it actually fixed it. That's why nothing happened.
Wait, you could do something about stuff so bad stuff doesn't happen?
Yeah, you can't just, like, post about it and then go, well, it's out of my hands.
What?
I think there's something frustrating about like the false inevitability paradox kind of like thing that I see a lot of people fall into around this topic, and there's other topics like this, but like, yeah, Y2K has become yet another one of these like, oh, I guess God just intervened, or,
That meme, that nothing ever happens meme.
God put on their programmer socks and got to work.
Yeah,
Big ass God socks.
I don't know exactly what to say about that, other than just it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It is.
But it is reminiscent in a way of the lore of Fallout. How Fallout at first you kind of get this impression that the world that you live in Fallout was just sort of like this happenstance series of things beyond any one particular person's control, and these things, society just went wrong, and it's unfortunate. It just happens. And then you learn more and more, and it's like, no, this was at least somewhat orchestrated. No, this was completely orchestrated. No, this is orchestrated by a very small group of shitty people. Oh, God damn it.
Who voted them in?
Could it be me? I voted for Kodos. I'm sorry. I had to make the joke at some point.
It's okay. We squeeze in those jokes whenever we can.
I was like, I can't be the first. I cannot. It's impossible.
No, we've had a Simpsons themed episode, and we could probably do like 10 Simpsons themed episodes, really, but we've had one already, and it was pretty fun. So I started to think about this idea of what if Y2K had been some horrifying global disaster in the style of Fallout, and what if time froze not around the 1950s, but around millennial bullshit that everyone is fucking can't stop lapping up in various retro media forms.
Oh no.
So
ironically, the Twin Towers still might be there.
Ironically, the Twin Towers might be standing in this.
Just wrinkled my brain, dog. Alright, so here's the thing.
We figured out how to stop 9/11, everyone. You just have to...
Someone go back in time.
Where's my Emmy? Where's my Peace Prize?
You just have to allow Y2K to happen.
When Y2K hit, when it was the year 2000, I was at my friend's house for having a party in his basement, and I was extremely high. Because I can't smoke due to a lung condition, and he's like, hey, I made some brownies for you. I'm like, hell yeah, go birds. And I may have had too many brownies. So I fell asleep in the middle of the movie Run Lola Run, and then woke up in the middle of this movie called The Pillow Book, starring Ewan McGregor before he was like Ewan McGregor. And it was a naked Asian woman painting on his schwanchen, his joie de vivre, if you will, his dick. She was painting on his dick. She was writing Tanji on his dick. And I thought they were the same movie, and that's how I knew Y2K didn't happen.
Very nice.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and good night, and God bless.
God bless.
Amazing. So, so today in the voting booth, we're going to be examining a sort of kaleidoscope world of what if Y2K had been the start of a Fallout video game, which actually, the more that I wrote this down, Bethesda, you cannot take this from me. You have to pay me money. I'm cooking here. I'm cooking. It's Bethesda, right? I didn't fuck that
Yes. Yes, it is Bethesda, and as long as you're not in a union, they'll probably be fine with it.
up. So I want to kick this off with kind of a softball, just something to get our brains going here. So the first thing I want to ask everybody as we get the voting going here, what's on your soundtrack list for the Y2K Fallout soundtrack? You know, music is so important to the aesthetic of Fallout. So if Fallout freezes the year 2000 in time, or really more the year 1999 in time, what soundtrack does that leave us?
Oh, beans. Well,
Oh my god, I was going to say oops, I did it again, but I googled it and that was released in 2000.
yeah,
So I can't use that.
yeah. You can do Baby One More Time. That was out in 99.
Okay, baby, one more time.
I've got good news. We can use Mbop.
See, the problem is, the music I listened to in 1999 is essentially the same music I listen to now, in that it was punk rock, early emo, and ska. So,
Oh
I'm gonna
god.
say it's gonna be Less Than Jake and
Yeah,
Jimmy
so-
Eat World, but old Jimmy Eat World before they got super popular.
So would it be appropriate to
Good,
have
Jimmy.
Macarena in an action scene? Hey, Macarena.
Oh my god, that would be incredible. Yes. Imagine like editing like a fight scene to the Macarena. It would slap.
Okay, just picture this. A Fallout game with the soundtrack. Well, a mixture of the soundtracks of Crazy Taxi and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Tell me you wouldn't play that.
Jeez.
Just wandering out into the wasteland with that guy going, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, you mean the Offspring?
Yes.
Did I have the record that song came from? Yes, I did. On compact disc.
Yeah, the
God damn
Offspring
it.
would be central.
You're making me think about the
Dude.
Offspring, and now I'm mad.
But come on, they would have to be central to the Y2K Fallout game.
I'm going to say, actually, I think that the Y2K Fallout would have Goldfinger Superman as the central song.
You're out of line, but you're right.
It's gonna have to be ska adjacent at the very least.
We can keep riffing on this as we go because some of the other questions might inspire more thoughts.
Yes.
But next up, I want us to imagine the Y2K vaults, right? So in the lore of Fallout, for voters at home who aren't aware, basically these rich guys were like, we don't get to control society to the sadistic degree that we want to. I'm simplifying a lot, but we're gonna each divide up these vaults to do experiments in, and then end regular society so that people have to play our sick games, right? I mean, that's kind of so. All of the vaults are like influenced by different people that are sort of modeled after, to varying extents, either real like tycoons of the era or just archetypes of what people were like in that era. And so you have these vaults with different mentalities as a result, all kind of influenced by 1950s culture. So with that in mind, I've got a list of some entities here that I want to ask some questions about their vault. I want us to imagine a vault created by a few different entities here, because this one seemed too good to do for just one or two, to be honest.
Okay, let's go.
So, the first vault that we're going to look at is Paris Hilton's vault.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Young Paris Hilton gets to design a vault. And so the first question is, who gets into Paris Hilton's vault? Because this is one of the first important questions, is what kind of people do you select into the vault? What kind of people do you think Paris Hilton would select into her vault?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably a lot of other skinny white bitches. Probably all on heroin and they all have eating disorders, and they're all going to be rich. So
It's
that
the
would
rich
be
skinny
great.
white bitch's vault.
Yeah, the skinny white bitches fall who have too much money and too much cocaine.
Who else are they gonna let it? They're gonna need a few people in the vault to serve them, probably, right?
They would not think that far ahead.
They're not thinking that far. It's all
No.
skinny white bitches, and then they're gonna
They're
figure
like,
it out
we
once
we have to let pores in. Oh, I don't know about that one.
So like they're just gonna seal in with all skinny white bitches, and then they're gonna realize afterwards
They've made a huge mistake.
we made a huge
And
mistake.
they're going to tear each other apart,
Yeah.
especially once the cocaine and the heroin runs out.
There's some male skinny white bitches, so it's sustainable population though, right? Or
See, I'm
something.
not sure.
Or are we
I'm
going
not sure on that.
Or ahead.
or some trans skinny white bitches, or some type of is there some or are they
Trans
just gonna
people
die out?
existed in 1999? Whoa, hold on.
Actually, I've got to fact check that. Let me look on
That
Snopes.
seems counter to everything I'm seeing in the news media. Hold on 1 second.
Let me check. Snopes is saying trans people were invented by Joe Biden in 2020. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
Okay, yeah, I just got off the phone with the Pope, and he said, "Who the fuck are you? How'd you get this number?" I really preferred it when the Pope didn't speak English, so no answer here.
Did he answer it with Go Sox?
With what?
Go White Sox?
Yes.
Go White Sox, this is the Pope.
Oh yeah, yes, he did.
Who's the first overseer in the Paris Hilton vault? Does she get the honor or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
She's definitely she's not giving that up to anybody else.
What's the method for deciding overseer in Paris's vault after something happens to her?
Fashion show.
A great answer.
Fashion show where the former overseer votes and decides on each outfit. That's hot, not hot. That's it. Straight up and down. It's more voting. More voting.
In fact, it's just literally not hot, not hot, not hot. And then once she says hot, that's the one.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Sudden death. It's a sudden death fashion show.
I was gonna ask what's the experiment in the vault, but I think we've answered that.
Yeah, I think we settled on that.
Follow-up was gonna be also, is it successful? I think we also kind of answered that this is one of the vaults that by the time you're playing the game, you go look in the vault, no one's alive, and you just read journal entries.
I mean, and that is very on brand for Fallout, where the only successful vaults are the ones that don't actually follow the experiments.
All right, next up, how about Mr. Steven Jobs' vault?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
This is before iPhones and just Macs, right?
he was young and full of life back then.
It started establishing the aesthetic, though, that led to iPhones and the iPod touches and all the.
So it would have it would have an aesthetic of the aughts then, wouldn't it? Because it was ahead of its time.
Right.
I think it would have essentially the Institute aesthetic from Fallout 4 almost. But with some cleaner lines, everything's very minimalist and white.
Yeah,
no straight lines, only curves.
Lots of polished stainless steel and huge slabs of stone. I'm also imagining that the vault door has an iPod spinning wheel thing that you have to do.
Fucking click wheel, hell yeah.
Yeah, a click wheel that you have to operate it. Who gets into Steven Jobs' vault?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh.
What kind of people's he letting in? I feel like it's at least 10% yoga instructors and meditation teachers.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of spiritualists.
I think he would be smart enough to let in enough pores to take care of the rest of it.
No, he would try to build his own optimal society, I imagine, where he would have a good mix of diversity in terms of economic levels and skill levels in various vocations.
Yeah, and when you're 8 years old, you take a Myers-Briggs test, and then you get shuffled into a dorm or something like that.
You take the goat test from Fallout 3. He invented the goat test, but he made it, woke.
We're thinking it's like there's probably like a good number of techie, smart folks, a kind of underclass of carefully chosen laborers, and a handful of spiritualists, something like that.
I think he would have a lot of design people who are good at design and
Oh,
kind of
great point.
big picture thinking. So it's not just we need to, plan short. It's not short-term planning. He's thinking long-term. He's thinking years down the road. He's thinking, what's this going to look like in 20, 30, 50 years? Because we're never getting out of here, dog.
Yeah, this vault would definitely be designed to be expanded and remodeled. Like, you've got to be able to swap out all the signs for a different color palette every 18 months.
Yeah.
Super crucial. Who's the first overseer? Is it Steve Jobs again? It's probably Steve Jobs again. For this
Yeah,
one.
I think he's going to be another one who's just like does not actually give up his seat until he has to by, not being on this mortal coil any longer.
Yeah, eventually
Well,
the
I
pancreatic cancer
do
still
think
gets
they
him even
might-
in this universe, right? Like,
I do think they might try to throw him from his seat because, like, Steve Jobs, good inventor, but let's not forget his weakness. He was the biggest fucking asshole. Like, the
True.
biggest fucking
Yeah, but he
asshole.
was really good at recruiting a cult of people that loved him, and you only need
guess.
so many people in the vault. So I
Yes.
think he'd have a strong chance of holding power, at least for a while. He'd hold power for a while, at least before, like, the cracks wouldn't show right away. Let's just put it like
Fair.
that. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
fine. That's fair.
But if Tim Cook's in the vault, I don't, who knows where it goes later.
What is he cooking?
Math.
How do you decide who's going to be the overseer future? Like if when Steve dies or is overthrown or whatever, what's the method that they use in this vault?
A job interview. They have a
Jobs interview.
some of the highest ranking existing people just push them all through a job interview. What's your portfolio? What can you offer to the position?
Steve Jobs interview.
Who's Steve Jobs interview?
No, I was thinking it would be.
And the person who gets the position is Updog.
I'm not falling for this.
I think it would be a design contest because that's who Steve's gonna want to succeed going forward.
Who can improve the Pit-Boy from its current design? That's going to be how they decide. Like, you can make the Pit-Boy less Pit-Boy and more iPhone.
Hi, boy.
iBoy, yeah.
Yeah. What's the experiment that Steve's running in the vault?
I don't think it's an experiment so much as he's just starting a cult that he could actually have rather than the tech cult that he engendered while he was still alive. Like, he's like, yeah.
I think there would be. I think there would be a relatively. I say relatively with pretty strong emphasis on that word. Relatively benign experiment involving making everyone sign up for Apple iCloud to be in the vault.
The experiment, can people actually handle having a YouTube album put onto their iBoys without their permission?
Oh yeah, wait, no, that's the experiment, is that he brings you two into the vault.
Oh god, no, failure already. The experiment, people will keep running over themselves to kill Bono. That's the experiment. How long can we last before people try to kill Bono?
Yeah, maybe that's the experiment. Is Steve Jobs' vault successful?
What do you determine by successful?
Basically, like, if you imagine, like, by the time we're playing whatever Fallout 3, let's say, is this one of the vaults that you can go visit and there's still people in it, or at least like the people in it left on their own terms, or is this a vault that like just died out and closed in their own problems?
I'm gonna swerve it and say it's a vault that is still inhabited, but it's like the Gary vault from Fallout 3. It's just all Bono clones.
No, there's one clone of the Edge. Come on.
Yes.
Just
it's just
one.
real sad about it. Just real sad. And all the Bono clones cannot actually communicate in like sentences and speech. They can only sing YouTube lyrics.
Apocalypse indeed.
The Edge is the only one that can talk normally to you, but he's got clinical depression real bad.
He just sits in his room and plays with his delay pedals and is depressed. I've thought of a song for the soundtrack, by the way.
Ooh, yeah.
Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff. Significant
Incredible.
Other came out in 1999.
Incredible.
Like that, I feel like that would be like the song they play in the trailer for the game.
Unfortunately, though, I think the monkey's paw curling means that we have to have Elevation by U2, probably, or something like that, right?
Is that out at that point? Hold on.
No, wait, that's a little later. We need,
Yeah. It would
we'll have to go back further.
You know what I just realized? Steve Jobs was involved in Pixar. And Pixar launched their first film in 1995, Toy Story.
Yeah, I mean, Toy Story 2 came out in 99.
So, do we got a little Pixar in this vault?
Oh my god, what if the vault is just animating movies?
Yeah. He's creating this entire society that only is for making movies.
Oh my god. That's the experiment. Create an animated movie with Bono.
Well, maybe he does both, you know? I mean, he was rich enough. Maybe
some
he
vaults
gets
have more than one experiment in it. There's a couple that had multiple experiments at the same time.
There's a couple of rich guys in the Fallout universe that meddled with more than one vault, also. So
yeah, I think we got to it. It took a little bit, but we got there.
So what about Actually, well, hold on. Let me start this differently. Do either of you happen to know who was Time Magazine's Man of the Year, 1999?
Not offhand.
No.
It's going to be something that makes me upset, isn't it?
A little fella known for his online book retail shop.
Oh God!
Named
Google tells me
Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeffrey Preston Bezos, not
CEO
Preston.
Entrepreneur, born in 1964.
Oh no!
What if specifically not Jeff Bezos now, because Jeff Bezos now would have a very different vault. What if young weird bookseller Time Magazine Man of the Year baby Jeff Bezos gets a vault?
Started from his parents' garage with just a small one-time loan of $300,000. I think that was
the part just from his parents, and his uncle loaned him an additional $200,000 or something like that. It was like $500,000.
Fucking ridiculous. Bill pulled himself up by his bootstraps. Jeff Bezos.
It's a book thing, Walter.
Who gets into young Jeff Bezos's vault? Who does he let in?
Oh God.
He's still building. I mean, he was still building up what would become Amazon. So it would be a bunch of people that could help with that.
Well, maybe, but also at that time, he was really invested in print. Like, I think Jeff Bezos, I'm not sure, but I think his original plan was probably to try to compete with, like, Penguin Random House or something like that, and to, like, become, like, because he invested a lot in, like, actual print infrastructure at one point, and then he scrapped most of that later.
By the time Y2K would have happened, he already started online sales of music and video.
Okay.
I'm trying very hard to not bring my current feelings and viewpoint on Jeff Bezos in it, because I'm like, that guy was in there the whole time. Just because he started on the books does not mean he was not, a eugenicist piece of shit.
You're allowed to bring some of it because he was always in there. No, and the vault is the place where he expresses that. So who does
Jeff
he let
Bezos
in?
would just start the Enclave. He would just create the Enclave as it exists in Fallout right now. Be like, we're going to go to space. Let's build vaults that trick people into doing space experiments.
I'm going to say also that, in 1999, there were a lot of people that weren't canceled yet that... I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, in 1999, a lot of people weren't canceled.
It's a long list, baby.
Is Jeff Bezos his own first overseer? This is the first one where I kind of feel iffy.
I don't think so. I think it would be one of those vaults where there is definitely a person in charge behind the scenes, but it's like not the overseer. It's just someone who's kind of like Grima worm-tonguing. Oh, I don't like that verb at all. Who's the Grima worm-tongue to the overseer? That's better. God, I don't like that I coined that phraseology. That makes
you invented it. 50 years from now, everybody's going to be using. I'm not even going to repeat it because I don't want to hear that
See,
again.
I don't
but
think 50
it.
years from now everybody's going to be using it because on the basis of you can't even say it. How do you decide who's elected overseer in the Bezos vault?
Who can sell the most books? It's the Glenn Ross theory of who's in charge. Who's closing? Always be closing. You like this watch? You could be overseer.
What's the experiment in the Bezos vault? He's definitely doing something weird in his vault.
I'm still on board with the idea that he's just doing enclave shit. So it's the experiment is the ultimate enclave bit is that they were trying to create a generation ship, like a society that could exist in space while they went to another planet to colonize it. So it's just going to be like, he's going to not have one vault. He's going to have a number of them. Oh my god, he's going to be Stanislav Braun from Fallout 3. He's just going to be in charge of a bunch of different vaults. And they're all going to be like different experiments on how to get to space. But also sell books.
Yeah. Also, simultaneously, we got to sell some books. That's how we're funding the space thing.
Let's sell some books to aliens.
What about what if InSync had a vault?
Wow. It would fail immediately.
I'm hyperventilating at that thought. What?
It would fail so fast because Justin Timberlake would just be splitting off to start his own vault.
Yeah, no, Kennedy, I have 3 questions for you.
What?
And what?
Would Justin Timberlake's Splinter Vault fare better or worse?
People would think at first, and then he would make like some huge mistake and pivot to like a different type of vault and just completely destroy his career.
What?
And also somehow inadvertently ruin another vault's career by pulling their tit out at the Super Bowl. I'm really stretching this premise.
What if AOL had a vault?
Oh no, now I'm sad.
That fucking dial-up noise would be the vault anthem.
Oh no! Every morning, everyone wakes up. Ding, you've got mail. And then get on with their day. It'd be like the greater good bit in Hot Fuzz.
The LAN parties would be sick, though, right?
Oh my god, it'd be so sick.
the AOL vault would have like killer LAN parties.
When did Halo come out?
No, I don't think Halo is. I think we'd have to be playing probably like...
Yeah. Team Fortress.
Nope. Yeah, Halo didn't come out to 2001.
Yeah, we'd be playing like Quake 2 or something. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
The original Team Fortress, I think.
Oh, Quake 3.
Quake 2 was 1997.
Quake 3 was 1999. So... We could be playing Quake 3 Arena.
Hell yeah. We're there. Quake 3, baby.
And I think StarCraft?
Yes, definitely StarCraft.
Yes.
1998.
StarCraft.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the AOL vault sounding pretty dope so far.
Yeah, I'm there. It's just a big gamer trash vault.
What's the experiment in the AOL vault, though?
It's going to be okay. I've got the vision. It's a vault that's divided into different sections, and the experiment is, can you get people to cross-pollinate between the sections? So you'd have like the LAN party area, and then there'd be a part where it's like people doing chat room shit, and then there'd be the section where it's like bulletin boards, and the experiment would be to see, can this vault actually function? Because the people of the LAN party are not going to be interacting with the people in the BBS side, and they're not going to be interacting with people in the chat room, because I was vaguely in online in 1999. I was not super into the culture yet, but those people all hated each other.
Yeah, it was like how Twitter people hate Facebook people, hate Blue Sky people, hate etc.
Yeah. And like, how are you going to convince people to be specific, to continue the population if you can't even get them to talk to each other?
Do you think it works out in this vault or not?
I think it's I think it does start to work at first, but then it slowly dwindles as people get more insular, and each becomes more of a isolated community within the vault. And then eventually it either peters out and like dies just naturally, or people get all out of pocket, and it turns into like a real life version of a server war.
How do you even determine who's the overseer if everybody's naturally so separated?
This could be a vault where there is no one overseer. Like that's
Oh gosh, each group has their own overseer.
Yeah, and then they like when they try to come together to make decisions, they just get into like again a real life flame war.
With flamethrowers.
Well, this vault sounded good for a little while.
Yeah. That's Fallout, baby.
What about if MTV as a whole, 1999,
Oh my
MTV had a
Oh my
Oh
fucking
my
god.
god. 1990. Well, you already had the NSYNC vault, right?
Do you think it's the same as the NSYNC vault?
Yeah, it's just with more different people involved.
Pauly Shore's there now.
Here's the thing, though. I've already brought up the movie Y2K, so I've already mentioned Fred Durst twice now. We're going to mention him a third time and summon him.
Yeah.
Would Fred Durst be in this vault?
Oh god, why did Fred end up in my house? I wasn't the one who summoned him.
Shit! Come on!
Editor, drop in some.
I have to stop making fun of Fred
Durst.
Durst. I actually like him as a person.
Drop in some Fred Durst samples.
Honestly, you guys nailed it.
Yeah, we vote for Fred Durst around here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Fred Durst is in the MTV vault, does that make a difference?
Yeah, I think he ends up running it. Like, I think he has the charisma and the mind to get to the top.
There would be scandals under his reign, but
Oh god,
yeah.
so many scandals.
But his emails.
His emails are just having a yo girl, you up?
Fred Durst emails would be extremely problematic. Especially if you froze him in time in 1999.
Oh Jesus.
No offense, Fred. I love you. But do we think that the MTV Fred Durst vault lives?
I'm gonna say yeah. I can't give you a reason why. It's just that's just my gut feeling that this one works.
Yeah.
It's just a constant party with people cycling in and out of the party, and like sometimes people like they go to like their different rooms that have rest or relax, but there's always a party going somewhere.
Yeah, because with the NSYNC vault, the issue was leadership, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either of these vaults are going to be full of like hot young people at the start, which is a fine way to start, all things considered. So it's really just a matter of can you lead the hot young people into victory, or will they drink themselves to death?
And I think it's if you've watched enough footage of Limp Bizkit concerts and things that Fred was involved with back in the day, like he's very good at like getting a group of people to do what he wants them to do. So yeah, I think the Fred Durst MTV 99 vault would make
All right. So there's always a point in the Fallout games where you escape the vault. Woo!
Yeah.
We're gonna do that
Woo.
now with our votes and move into a few new topics. First and foremost, one that I'm very excited about. What is the wasteland currency of our 90s baby Y2K millennial ass wasteland?
Fruitopia bottle caps. I'm sorry, that was just right off the dome.
Sobe bottle
I
caps.
interrupted you. I apologize. It's still bottle caps, but it's Fruitopia caps, not Nuka-Cola.
I was saying it'd be Sobe.
Those would be a competing currency.
I had some other ideas. I wanna put 5 on the table and see which one speaks to the two of you, or what kind of discussion this promotes. Beanie Babies, Pogs, Pokemon cards, AOL CDs, or
Ooh,
Camel Cash.
Oh my god.
The AOL CDs.
I'm caught between two rocks right now. Rocks and hard places. It's fucking the AOL CDs. Yeah, that's a good one. I think they're big though. But then maybe you could divide them up and it would be like dollars versus cents.
Cut them into
Like shards of an AOL CD would be worth a certain percentage. Or I think Pogs. Honestly, I think Pogs is the way to go. Just because there's so many of them, and so many of them just ended up being garbage. And it's easy to create new ones.
I like Pogs for this.
Yeah, I think Pogs is the move here.
All right, next up I've got what replaces Pip-Boy in our in our version of Fallout? Is it a modified Game Boy Color, something based on the Tamagotchi, a Palm Pilot, or the Sony mini disc player?
Oh my god. Fuck.
I'm gonna say Tamagotchi.
Yeah, that's where I'm going too. Like the Pip-Boy's interface already is vaguely Tamagotchi-ish, where it has the little Vault Boy doing his thing. I think a Tamagotchi's the move. Yeah, Tamagotchi, definitely. And each person, when you get your like Pip Tamagotchi boy, like you design your little Tamagotchi, and then you have to keep it alive in order to keep using it. And if the Tamagotchi dies, you die in real life.
Or you just stop getting like useful, like all the useful functions cease for like 2 to 3 real life days while you hatch a new egg. Like you just
Yes.
like,
Oh god.
Like, you just have to like hole up somewhere and hide and wait for it to come back.
It's got to survive by your wits for 48 hours or so while you hatch that egg. Also,
God
don't forget to nurture the egg just right, otherwise it can take up to 96 hours.
Jesus.
What pre-Wasteland 1999 celebrity becomes the most feared ghoul in Fallout?
Keanu Reeves. Because
So
he
bad.
is, in real life, he's the chillest dude. But also, The Matrix came out in 99, and he did a ton of fucking training for that shit, so he could legitimately fight if he had to. And also guns. So, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think he would be like Walton Goggins level of violence, but he would be like the person who would drift into town and would be chill, and as soon as people start fucking with him, he'd be like, and just everyone's dead.
Oh my god, you're not gonna like my answer. Nobody is.
Okay.
Consider he was he was on the way trying to figure out how to be a rising star. He considered running into 2000 elections, but ultimately did not because of problems in it. He had the ambition. Donald Trump.
Dear God.
Donald Trump.
I don't think so. I don't think he's the physicality. The dude would still be alive. Definitely. He's a cockroach. I'm shocked he's still alive now, I'll be honest. I thought he was good. The amount of hamburgers this dude eats? Jesus Christ. Hamburgers and Diet Coke. He would... That's what keeps him alive.
I think he'd still be able to get a cult to protect him, to do the dirty work for him.
Yes, he'd be like Kaiser in New Vegas.
Fascinating. Many good
He would
takes.
definitely still be alive. I don't think he would be like as feared, but he would be just... He would
Okay,
have like his
maybe.
little...
But he would definitely be in power. He would have a lot.
100%. 100%. I'd still be...
Ooh, in our 1999-ified version of this, who was the head in the jar controlling everything all along?
Ooh. Okay. 99 era. Walt Disney? I mean, that was one of like the big conspiracy theories at that time, and it's still definitely a thing, is that Walt Disney's frozen head was kind of... I mean, they based a character in the Nuka World thing off him too. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Walt Disney. And he's still kind of anti-Semitic.
Oh, he's definitely, yeah, that's for sure. Can't avoid that with Walt. So, okay, we just got a couple of votes left here. This has been great so far. You emerge from the vault, and you discover that, of course, Destiny's Child formed one of the most powerful factions in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Destiny's Child, do you think that their power would have been enough to take on the Brotherhood of Steel and win?
I think, okay, the way I see it, okay, so when the Brotherhood of Steel formed, they were formed out of the ashes of the U.S. military, specifically one group of them, and then formed around the charisma and just sheer capability of one guy, Roger Maxim. So what I think would happen is Destiny's Child would be like an existing thing, and then in the wasteland would become a different thing around the charisma and sheer ability of a single person, obviously Beyonce.
Right,
so
right, okay.
It would be it would not be Destiny's Child. It would be something around Beyonce. But yes, I do think they would be a formidable foe to the Brotherhood of Steel.
I just think you take rising star Beyonce, end regular society, she's just gonna take what she can get, and rightfully so.
Yeah, she's gonna come out on top because that's if one thing I've learned from Beyonce's career is she's always going to end up on top somehow.
Yeah, Kelly Rowland, she might have a rougher time.
I think Kelly
But
Rowland and Michelle Williams.
Yeah, it'll still work out for her. To be clear,
they'd be like lieutenants, but they would not be the.
no, Michelle Williams gets kicked out at some point. Has to go form her own little sub faction.
She forms like the Brotherhood Outcasts style thing.
The Destiny's grandchildren, or so, I don't know.
Yeah, and Kelly Rowland's in charge of like the East Coast Brotherhood style thing. They're doing their own thing. They're related vaguely, but they're like not in direct competition. It's a whole thing.
Amazing.
Beyonce with like a prosthetic robot arm. Oh my god, Beyonce would just be Furiosa from Mad Max.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm here for this.
Everyone wants this. Final question. Final vote. Thank you so much for bearing with us through this long ballot.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Is the Fallout version, like the version of this thing that operates within our fake Fallout universe we've now created, is the Fallout version of Warp Tour better or worse?
I think it's a different thing entirely. Because, like, okay, in our world, Warp Tour was a bunch of ska and punk musicians who went on a festival tour and were taken advantage of by a greedy tour runner who's Kevin Lyman, could fuck off into the sun. I have strong opinions about that man. But Warped Tour in the Y2K Fallout world would be a roving raider gang of fucked up FEV experiments and ghouls that just go from place to place, looting, pillaging, and taking over vaults, and gaining more recruits that way when they dip them into the FEV vats that they have in giant skate ramps that follow them. They send people down the fucking vert ramp into the FEV vat.
It really is the tour that warps you now.
Yes. It's instead of you being warped enough to go to the tour warps you. In Soviet Russia, tour warps you.
I've been warped by the tour.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, I want to write fan fiction about this. Holy shit.
I told you. By the time we got to the end of this episode, we've got something here. Bethesda must pay us. They've got to write us a check.
Yes. Todd Howard. Howard. I know you're listening, Todd.
You were our first Patreon subscriber.
Fact checked by true American patriots.
We know you're listening right now, Todd. We appreciate you for that. And let's set up a meeting. Let's get together for coffee.
Yeah, come out to the coast. We'll have a few laughs.
Yeah.
Hear me out, Todd. Sonic the Hedgehog vault. All right.
It's just a series of loops that you can roll through.
It's a vault where you've got to go fast or you fucking die.
Gotta go fast. That's one thing I know about the Sonic.
That's the experiment. How fast can people go?
That's the one thing I know about the Sonic Vault is you
have to go fast. They hold a foot race every year where they just shoot the slowest people.
They get shot out of the vault, out of a hatch.
Many such cases.
Beans.
Friends, thank you for joining us for yet again another excellent round of voting. Voters along at home, you've been incredible as always. Those of you who listen all the way through the podcast, you're the real champions.
Real MVPs.
Emily, remind people what's the name of that band you got that you can still get you can't still get a vinyl for the new album?
It is How I Became Invisible is the name of the band. You can find music on all streaming services other than Spotify, because fuck that company. And you can find it at my Bandcamp, which you can get to via howibecameinvisible.com. You cannot get any vinyl online, but it is on sale in a couple local record stores in the Philadelphia and South Jersey area. So if you know any record stores near there, just stop in and say, hey, do you have How I Became Visible's Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost record? And they'll say yes or no to you, depending on if it's the right one or not. I cannot tell you the names of them because I forget.
It's a scavenger hunt.
I also just recently dropped a couple singles for How I Became Visible. The project is kind of all over the place, so it's like punk rock, but also sometimes weird instrumental stuff. I'm doing a weird instrumental EP. I can't tell you when it's going to come out yet because I technically haven't announced it.
Ooh.
But it'll be out for the end of the year. I'm also working on my next full-length record, and hopefully that will be out sometime early next year. Because I don't stop recording, because if I stop, I'll die.
Wow. I can't believe that mummy's curse really, these mummy's curses have caught up with the times,
Yeah, I'm like a music shark. If I ever stop making music, my brain just goes, "Hey, what about that window? You should jump out it." And I go, "No, gotta write another song. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast." Listeners at home, I hope you're going fast, right? I don't know if that's a good thing to say.
90 miles an hour down the New Jersey Turnpike.
That's not advice. That's not advice.
That's advice.
Listeners at home, please remember to like, share, give ratings to this show, do all those things. Tell a friend about it, and ask that friend, hey, do you listen all the way to the end of podcasts when you listen to them, or are you a piece of shit?
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, 3ever.